So miraculously the sun rose this morning and it's bathing me in natural light. I can't see a damn thing, but at least you'll get to see me in living color rather than through the fetus cam. But I was thinking about worldviews. I was watching some other videos, and Everett was talking about changing his worldview, and he does it a few times a week apparently. And I was watching some other videos about how, you know, atheists and theists have just different worldviews, and so they can't even communicate with one another. I wanted to kind of think about whether worldviews are as easily chosen as we may assume, because a worldview is really, it's something that's unconscious. It's the background to everything that you think or believe or are motivated by. You don't usually consider it. You consider its implications, but the underlying motive for how you think, that's your worldview, and it usually remains hidden. When a person actually does have a shift in their perspective, it's a little bit more jolting, I think, and profound for them than just, you know, deciding one day to wear something different or to brush your hair a different way, or you know, deciding what to have for lunch. It's a little more of an event that happens to you as much as it is something that you consciously decide to do. It's like a religious conversion, or you know, an inner transformation. Because let's be honest, worldviews run far deeper than just our logical, discursive thought. People that believe in God, for example, theists and evangelicals, and you know, people that have faith, they do so for an emotional reason, a subjective reason. They don't do it because they think they've found the you know, what a rationalist or scientist would call the objective truth. A lot of theists or believers get confused about what faith is because they'll argue with rationalists about the truth, the factual, literal truth of the Bible or of Christian stories, whatever. Which, you know, when I see that, it's like you're missing the point of religion and what makes it not like a science. The fact that it concerns our emotional life and not our intellectual life. Faith is, you know, about believing or not believing, and when we think about logic or the intellect or the scientific mind, we're talking about something that puts emotion to the side and just looks at the phenomena itself. And both of these are worldviews, I think. They both are unconscious of something. The theist, the person with literal faith in the Bible, is missing the facts. They're just completely caught up in the idea that they're a subjective being that was born and will die, and therefore tend to neglect the rational, ordered world of ideas and truth. You know, it's not that we can just have truth and forget all about emotion and meaning and value that religion provides, but the religious person who doesn't take truth, science into consideration is unconscious of something. But then, at the same time, the rationalist or atheist who doesn't take the emotional benefits of religion into consideration when framing their world is also unconscious of something. Neither the atheist or the theist can be a whole human being, or at least that's what I'm trying to suggest. Neither worldview exclusively is enough to really satisfy us. But I think there's another possibility, and you know, when we start to become so aware of worldviews, what it really does is it makes us question ourselves all the time. You know, what are my assumptions? What am I missing? What's the bigger picture outside of my limited perspective? We're constantly asking ourselves that question, and so you would hope that we could make some progress and, in a sense, lose this sense of attachment on some specific frame of mind, and just well, if we're able to see the benefits of rationalism and the benefits of religiosity, not in the sense of just believing dogma, because like I said, I think theists or Christians, people with faith who argue about what, you know, evolution really is all about, and get into the creationism stuff, and, you know, you're trying to mix these different, you know, I agree with Stephen Jay Gould, I guess, with his idea that science and religion are non-overlapping magisteria. So science is about the truth and about facts, verifying method, and religion is about being emotionally secure with your existence, being what it is. You know, you are immortal. You're born to die. You have a finite amount of time. You never know when that moment of death is going to come. And you know, there's a tremendous sense of insecurity as a human being with a mind, knowing that they're just this piece of meat that arose out of the earth and will pass back into it. The scientist kind of puts that all aside and brackets that situation in order to find the truth, but I think both of these perspectives, if we can hold both in our own mind at once, something very important happens. You know, if we can integrate rationalism and emotional wholeness and intuition, if we can pull these things together, we don't necessarily find a solid ground that, you know, we could logically identify or you know, emotionally attach to, but we do find a sense of freedom where a ground or a foundation just isn't as much a requirement. You know, it's not that we just fall, we fly, because there's no need to rest anywhere. There is nowhere to rest. There's no, you know, perfect heuristic of induction, a way to know that we have gathered objective truth from the world. Because we're always acting in the world. You can never step outside and deliberate before you jump in and try to solve the problem, because your deliberation changes the problem. Because your deliberation changes you, and your approach to the problem, how you act to try to solve it, is going to influence whether or not it is solved. And so, you know, there's no way to know what's going to happen before you do it, because doing it is having it happen. So, you know, I'm just trying to explore this worldview issue. How much are we really conscious of what it means to have a worldview? How easy is it to just pick and choose what we believe and what we don't? Maybe it requires a little bit more of an intense experience of transformation of our whole psychic being, rather than just our intellect wording our experience in a different way. So I don't know, let me know what you think. Thanks for listening.